Listen to stories, appreciate idioms. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Encountering Idioms. I'm 子曰. Today, the idiom we are going to encounter is 杯弓蛇影. Let's break it down and read it slowly. 杯弓蛇影杯弓蛇影杯弓蛇影杯弓蛇影 literally means that one mistakes the reflection of a bow in a wine cup for a snake. Nowadays, it describes the fear caused by excessive suspicion. The idiom 杯弓蛇影 first appeared in the book 风俗通义 by Ing Shao of the Han Dynasty. The original text states, 石北壁上有悬翅弩照于杯，形如蛇，宣谓物之，然不敢不饮. This phrase means that there was a red bow hanging on the north wall that was reflected in the wine cup like a snake. Du Xian was very scared, but he dared not refuse to drink the wine. This idiom has a very famous story. One summer, the county magistrate Ing Chen invited his subordinate Du Xian to drink with him. The banquet was held in the hall of Ing Chen's house. A red bow also hung on the north wall of the hall. Due to the refraction of light, the shadow of the bow fell exactly into Du Xian's cup. Du Xian thought there was a red snake in his wine cup and was frightened. However, Ing Chen was his superior and had specially invited him to drink, so he dared not refuse and had to drink it down reluctantly. When the servants came to refill his cup, he declined and made excuses, then hastily left, telling Ing Chen he had urgent matters to attend to. Du Xian returned to his home and thought of the cup with the snake in it he had drunk. He felt as if the red snake was moving inside his stomach, and the pain was unbearable. After a few days, he found it difficult to eat or drink anything. His family was very worried and invited a doctor to treat him, but no matter how much medicine he took, he didn't recover. Du Xian took several days off, which made Ing Chen somewhat suspicious. So he personally went to Du Xian's house to ask him why he was sick. Du Xian confessed that he had accidentally drunk a small red snake with Ing Chen when they were drinking. Ing Chen was a little surprised after hearing this, so he comforted Du Xian and went home. Back at home, Ing Chen sat in the hall thinking and recalling repeatedly, but he couldn't figure out why there would be a small red snake in Du Xian's cup. Suddenly, the red bow on the north wall caught his attention. He sat in the same position that Du Xian sat in that day, took a cup of wine, and placed it in the same spot where Du Xian had placed his cup. As a result, he found the shadow of the bow in the cup, which, if not looked at closely, really looked like a small red snake. Ing Chen found out the reason and immediately had someone bring Du Xian over by carriage to have him sit in the same drinking position again. He then asked Du Xian to carefully observe the shadow in the cup and said, "The snake in the cup that you mentioned was just the reflection of the red bow on the wall. There's nothing strange about it. Now you can rest assured." Du Xian felt very ashamed after hearing this, but his doubts were thus eliminated. Soon, Du Xian's illness was cured. In this story, Du Xian was sick for several days due to his unfounded suspicion, but he could only truly recover after his superior found out the cause. There is another story from
史记苏秦列传
In the Warring States period, there was a famous diplomat named Su Qin, who dreamed of unifying the 6 kingdoms. Su Qin first went to the Qi state and proposed an alliance to the king, but he was mocked and rejected. So he set off for the Zhao state. On the way to Zhao, he passed through a forest where he saw a snake crawling from a tree. He was so scared that he dropped the cup he was holding, and it shattered on the ground, reflecting the shadow of the snake in the water. This made Su Qin very afraid. He carefully examined it and realized that he had made a mistake, so he lifted his spirits and comforted himself, saying, "If the shadow in a cup can scare me like this, how can I accomplish great things?" Su Qin continued to reflect and adjusted his attitude, and created a persuasion technique. The basic principle of this technique was to persuade others by constantly changing the topic and perspective. Su Qin eventually gained recognition from the kings of the 6 kingdoms and became a famous strategist of his time. In this story, Su Qin developed a mentality of cup and snake shadows because he failed to persuade the king of Qi, but he quickly found the problem and actively adjusted, ultimately achieving his goal. These are the 2 stories. Next, let's review the idiom we encountered today.
杯弓蛇影杯弓蛇影
Finally, let's use
杯弓蛇影
to make a sentence.
他总是想太多，看到任何一点奇怪的东西都会产生杯弓蛇影的错觉。他总是想太多，看到任何一点奇怪的东西都会产生杯弓蛇影的错觉。
That's all for today's Encountering Idioms. If you like it, please like and subscribe. See you next time.